So develop a page with two buttons in Netflix. You can start doing that easily actually. So you can write it, just save for it, just give it the name as page 4. And you can just drag one. So you don't need to select this right now. I just want a page with two buttons right now. So I'm just dragging one button. And this point what is the and whereas right? Okay. Green color. Is there any problem anyone?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I will get it.
Am I audible to everyone?
I,
So in Netflix, what is the easy coding is? You can just double click on this app. It will take you to the code where listener is written. That means the action listener, action performed. So it will take you to the code where we have to write the logic. So for example, I'm just saying here as I'm not writing the color change code. I'm just writing the simple code of green buttons. So I'm getting here. Again, I'll go to the designing part. Again, I'll double click on the next one. So it is taking me to the code where the blue button code has to be. If you go to the design and click on any button, on clicking on this button, double click, it will take you to the code where we have to write the logic. Whenever you click on the button, what should happen? That logic should be always written in this place. That is, it's an action perform method for that button. So same way, if I have to write a code for clicking on the blue button, so what should happen when I click on this button? We have to write it in this location. So here I'm just writing the this is a very basic way. So I'm just because here we will not do much anything. You just have to drag and design your code and you have to just write the code inside the button. Means you have to double click on the button and write the logic. So we are seeing that with the conversation. Color code also will do that. So whenever I click, I'll continue. Whenever I click, event is raised. Listener will be getting information and it will perform the action for you. So you get the output of that. So this is for the printing of the message. But I want to change the background of it. So for changing the background in Netflix, there is that means in Sphinx, there is something new actually. So for that we have to write some extra code called as getting the content page. Means on the NetBeans that Sphinx frame, these buttons or these components are added on another page, not directly on the frame. So we have not added everything on the frame in Sphinx concept. So there will be another layer, another invisible layer on the frame actually. On the top of it, these components are. So we cannot just say that frame dot set background as blue. Nothing will happen. I'll just show you. This design, on clicking on the green button, if I write that, the frame object. Frame is this object. This design is the frame partner. This dot set background, and if I'm trying to change some color, and same way the second one, the blue button, and the same way this dot set background. Let's now just run this section a little bit. Like previously we did train the F dot set background. We got the color change actually in the normal without AWT package. So here nothing is happening. The background isn't changing because it's a Sphinx framework actually. So in Sphinx, directly on the frame we cannot add a component. There is an invisible layer called as component layer. That is the container set. So on that container, these things are added. So we need to get that invisible layer. So then only that layer we have to color, not the frame. So even though I did the changes in the background color of the frame, we could not see that. So for that, so in your program, first we should declare some variable and I will initialize where to be. So this will contain a container. So we need to get a container, the invisible container. So to get the container back, we have a method called as get content field. So from the current frame object, we'll call a method called as get content field, by which we'll get the container, actual container, on which the buttons are placed. So right now, whenever the button is clicked, I should not change the frame color. I should just change the containers back. So the actual container we have retrieved through a function called get2. Shows back the parameters. So it's working. Right? That means whenever I click, it's taking place. So in this, what is the only change I have done in Sphinx? This is the Java x.swing.frame. So page 4 is not an AWT frame. It is a Java X frame. So we cannot change the swing frame directly. So in this NetBeans, whatever we have designed through drag and drop, on the J frame, there will be another invisible layer called as container, invisible container. So I want to retrieve that. On the frame, whatever invisible layer is there, we just want to get. So I want to get the container which is present on the frame. So this can be done through a method called as get content pane. So if I say this dot get content pane, I'll get the container present over the frame, what is pasted on the frame. So to get that, we are just saying frame dot means frame object dot get content pane. So it returns the on the top whatever container is there, it will return that. So that we are storing in a frame. So this I can color it. This background now I can color. So on the design, whenever I click on the green button, what should happen is container's background should be changed. Same way on the blue button, whenever I click, container's background should be changed. So I will not say that frame with this dot set background. It won't affect right now in swings in Java it's dot swing package. So for AWT we have done that f dot set background. But then you have to do the container. The container has to be there. Okay? Is that clear? And we have to learn more about the events also hereafter. If you want to know anything about event, so there are a lot of methods in that. I'll just teach one manual one. So the same like last time we have done the background one, the color program. I just open the same thing and I'll do the changes. Because already we did with one button, color change with one button. This was a program we did for page color back. So yesterday we did means on the previous part we have done that, in which we have just taken one button and one frame. So there's a frame with a button. This is manual creation. So instead of one button, I just want to take one more button here. So I'll take a copy of that. And change the background color. Some program that we have done this year. So now the same thing, frame with two buttons. And one button is blue, another button is green. So in the design thing, that means whenever, and we have to add a listener also to it. We have added the button 1, add the button 2. Last program will be, and that we have added a listener to the button 1, but we need to add the listener to the second button. But the same page will listen to. The listener is the same page, right? This current object is. So whenever you click either the first button or the second button, first is a blue button, second is a green button. So whichever button you click, there will be event generated, and that event is passed to the action program. So here I should write a logic, but now we have two buttons. So what I need to know is the button was clicked, which button was clicked, we need to do. So for that, we can just find out the instance. So I can just call the event object and find out the source of the event. There's a function in the event called as get the source. So event is generated from some button. I can ask the event to tell the source of it, from where it was generated. So once it returns that source, we can check was it the button 1 or was it the button 2. If it was button 1, I will change the color. Frame dot set background color as the color was blue. Else, that means definitely if it's not the first button, definitely it's from the second one. You can see the code once again. We are taking one frame. If we forget about this listener part, we are designing a GUI page in which I'm taking one frame and two buttons. We are initializing all the three with our customized messages on it. So we have some message blue and one message green on it. And after that, we are trying to do integration. So for before integration, we are trying to set the frame properties, set layout as a new flow layout, visibility as true, and size of the frame as 400 by 300. Now once we did that, now we can start integration of the components, adding the components of the frame. So that can be done through the add. So first we are adding the first button, then we are adding the second. Once adding is done, we can start adding the listener to the button. Connection. Button should be connected to a listener. So we have to write the logic for two buttons. So we are adding listeners for both buttons. But who is the listener right now? Current program. So we have written our current program. There is a current class page file as an implementation of which interface actions. Means it can listen to the button events. It can listen to the clicks done on the button and perform some action. So that is what is a method implementation. So action listeners method is action perform. That is what is written here. So whenever you click on these two buttons, any of these two methods, this method will start. And what should we write in this method? What should be done when B is split? What should be done when B2 is split? So to know that, we can ask the event type. So we just check E is raised from which source. If the source of button event is B1, there is a button 1, then we have to change the value on this blue. Otherwise, we are changing the color as green. That's only event. Only new code is only this much, if code. If the source is B, do this color, otherwise do this color. Rest all program is same. So let me just save it. You can just tell me what you have understood. Did you understand or not? If you have a doubt, you can first ask me because I will ask some questions based on this. What are the new things you have learned from this book? What else you have learned? Bharat Riti. Look, Chandrasekhar actually is it, I think,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, yeah. So did you understand anything out of this program? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All are
Yes, ma'am. I
confused.
understand.
You understood
Ma'am,
completely?
understand, ma'am. Yes,
Completely.
ma'am.
Okay, can you just,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, tell me.
But I didn't understand how you have done it in NetBeans, ma'am.
How I have done in NetBeans. Yeah, I will explain
Yes,
that again.
ma'am.
I'll explain the NetBeans one. If you can
Yes, ma'am.
explain me this, I'll explain again the NetBeans one. So from the beginning,
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you scroll down, ma'am, once?
yeah,
I have a doubt in this.
yeah,
More, ma'am.
okay.
I've seen that you have. Uh, okay, ma'am. Okay, okay.
This is
I
the
got it,
event
ma'am. I
type.
got it.
Okay,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
will. I'll check the event is raised from where. I want to find the source of the event, whether it's B or B2. There are only two buttons actually. If there are four buttons, I can ask if source is B, else if source is B1 or B2, B3. So,
Okay, ma'am.
what new thing we have done in this program? Can you just tell me what new we have done in this
Ma'am, we have added a new event, ma'am. A new two buttons.
program? Okay.
Two
Yeah.
buttons and we added an event to this. We have implemented an action listener to the
Okay.
pages. I
Yeah.
mean to the page.
Yeah.
To that we have got that b dot add action listener. Actually, we used to write that b dot add,
Yeah.
but you written it as b dot add action listener of this.
Yeah.
But what is the need to write like that, ma'am? B dot action listener.
Okay.
Actually, we used to write only b dot add no. So why did we return add a action listener to this?
No, no. Yesterday also we did that. See, there is a button. See, this is only frame added with button. We only put the button on the frame. There's no listener on that.
Uh,
Fine.
yes, ma'am.
If I write
Yes,
any
ma'am. Yes.
error, if I click on the button, nothing will take place. Now, if I
Mm.
want something should happen, then we click on the button. That is only called as event handling. I want some
Ah,
actions. So for that,
yes,
we
ma'am.
are saying that button should connect to some listener, some action listener. So button can be added to a listener. So this is a predefined method actually. So I want button should connect to some listener object. So who is the listener object here? Current object is this the current
Current
page itself.
object.
So that's the reason we wrote
Yes, ma'am.
current page as implementation of action listener. So the current page is now an action listener. It can listen to a button click. If somebody clicks on a button, it can recognize it. Page can recognize it, identify it. So to identify the button click only, we made page 5 as implementation of action listener.
Actual
So,
listener.
and where are we raising that event? When will that event raise? When button is clicked. Whenever you
Yes,
click
ma'am.
the button, that event is raised. But who should be identified of that? Who should know about that event? The page. The page should recognize it. Button is clicked, button will raise an event, but who should catch it? Who should catch that event? Like exception handler,
Page.
yeah, page. So I need to link button with some listener out. Whoever is the listener. So in this scenario, we have made our page itself as the listener page. So button event will be passed automatically to this object whenever event is generated. So for that reason only we are linking. This logic is for linking a button to a listener. If I don't do
Yes,
this,
ma'am.
just think that I have not done this. I have not done it. Assume that there is no such concept. We have done only tilde. We have taken a frame and added two buttons on. Now if I click on button one, who will know that event is generated definitely. Whenever we click on the button, event is raised. But who should catch that? Who should take that event? Like if I do 5 by 0, an exception is raised. Arithmetic exception is generated. No doubt about it. But who has to catch it? If I don't write a catch method, immediately the program will stop of exception because of the exception. So if you write this line inside a try, that means if you're writing inside the try, this whole line, and immediately passing a catch, then we'll write this code. So what are we making here? Whenever a exception object is created here, it will be caught by this catch. We pass to this catch automatically. So that is a predefined concept, try catch method. So similar thing we are doing in the exception action methods, event handling. So whenever event is generated on the pattern, there should be somebody to catch it, some function to catch it. So that means I should write some function like this, which is going to handle that. What is the input we are expecting in that particular field? When I click on the button, that means no, we have added the buttons on the frame. When I click, event is raised, but somebody should take it. It is a go waste. We click, nothing will happen. So when I click on the button, that event should be passed to this method. So for that, we have to link or tell about the listener to a button. Where is the listener? We have to inform button. So button should know who is the listener to that click event. Button's click event will be taken by whom? That linking should be done. So here in this line, we are connecting or making a link between the button and the listener so that when a button is clicked, it will pass that event to the object, listener object, so that this object can start performing an action. So this event object is passed to page listener method as an argument. So this method will receive as an argument. Once it receives an argument, it starts execution. This method will execute. Without click event, this method will not execute it. It means only when the button is clicked, this function will start because it will receive an event. Once it receives an event, it will start its execution. So in this execution, what did we write? We have checked the event sources from where, whether the event has been raised from this button or the event has been raised from the second. We should just know. Yeah, Chandrasekhar, can you just explain me once again what we have understood now? Because this is the only topic which is a little bit confusing while explanation, while understanding also. The whole Java. So what did you
Yes, ma'am.
understand? What did you understand? Right?
Actually, we have implemented the page with the action listener, man.
Okay. Means, why did we
After,
implement this? Why a page has
uh,
implemented a listener?
because if the but we need to have action listener for performing a certain action
Yeah,
so
fine.
that it can listen to it.
Yes, correct. So whenever a page is implementing listener, it has to perform some actions, certain actions. So that's what we have written here. This is the function we will execute. Right? Yeah. What else you have understood in this code?
After that, we have taken some objects of a frame and button,
Hmm. Yeah.
and then we have implemented we have implemented the set layout and visibility and size of that of the frame,
Yeah. Okay.
and then we have been added those buttons to the frame.
Yeah.
After that, the buttons have implemented with the action listeners so that certain action will be performed and it is changed to some other color if we
Yeah.
set the background.
Yeah.
In the public one action performed action event, we have taken some if else lookup for that. If certain get source says if the button B has been clicked, the background will be changed to blue,
Yeah.
else it will be changed to green.
Yeah. That's it. So once this complete thing is written, you can create a page object and run the design. You'll get the same.
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt till here for all of you?
No, ma'am.
We have to summarize what we have to do first. Design should be ready. First thing, if I have to start step by step, buttons and frame, with frame and buttons. Second step, and the frame. After that, what should we do? If I have to write the coding step by step, we'll focus initially only on the design part, not on the whole action part. Once this is done, we can check it. We can run the program and check. You can get the designer. But after that, what should we do step by step in the coding? Page implementation of listener, some listener. You have to and override the logic, action logic, whatever you do. So for those buttons, whatever logic we want to do, we have to run it. But here one more thing, in the middle we have to do is the third step is the button should be added with this. So for that, definitely that page object or something wrong. And in the listener, we have to override the action logic with action program. Now if this part is clear, now can you tell me the code of this I'll let you tell me this Abhijit or anybody one by one. Whatever you can say, you can just start. Who will tell the design part of it? I'm showing this picture in front of you. You're going to see in drag and drop it's very easy. And you are asking doubts about drag and drop. I'll show it. Once we do it manually, then the same program I'll do it in the editing suite. First, let us design this manually, this code. So who will tell the design part of it first? Only design, no actions, no listeners, no adding listeners, nothing. Only I want to get this kind of an image with your notepad. Who will tell this code right now? You can start, we'll help out. Who does not know, they can try. We'll help out the other missing ones. You want to jot down, you can just make a rough note of it, what you have to say. Within 1 minute, you can reply that. Abhijit, can you tell that? Designing part of it? Otherwise, I'll put questions, you answer. Automatically the design will come. Abhijit, are you ready? Okay. Can you tell me what are the graphical components on this page? See, I'm just asking questions. Based on that, we can write the coding for it. So, in this picture, what are the components you see? What are the graphical components you can see here? Abhijit.
File. Yes,
Sorry?
ma'am.
Yeah, what is the first one?
Um,
What is this page
mm,
called, which is moving? What is this called? Which class object?
I think it's like a calculator.
No, this page name. How will I get this kind of an object? Without this component, I want an empty this page, background page. What is this page called?
We have to clear everything, ma'am.
No, no. If I run this,
Hmm.
I got some page, no?
Yes, ma'am.
What is this background? What is this? What is this? Where are
Blue
these
and
objects?
green.
Yeah, what are these called as in Java language? These are objects of which class? This is which class object which I'm moving in. Okay, how to
Yes,
design
ma'am.
it? What all objects we have to create right now? If I have to write this program, how many objects we have to?
Two buttons.
Two buttons. Yeah, these are objects of
Yes, ma'am.
button class. And what is the
Button
bigger
class.
one? And this one, white one, the background one.
Background one.
Which object is this which I'm moving right? See, on this background only we are having these buttons.
Frame. Frame, ma'am.
Yeah, frame.
Frame.
So, yeah, correct. So, if I
Okay.
show you that program or the other, in this, what are the components you can see? What all things are available? Definitely this one is the bigger one is the
It's
bigger
a frame. It's a
component.
frame. It's having two numbers.
Yeah, frame. And these text messages are printed on labels. These are called
Yes,
as
ma'am.
label objects.
Labels. Okay,
Labels.
ma'am.
So how many labels are there?
Three. Three
Three
labels and two
labels.
buttons.
And what are these? These three? What are these?
Text fields.
Yeah, text fields and two buttons. Okay.
Two
So
buttons.
yeah,
Okay, ma'am.
just tell me that right now. So how many components totally? We had one
One frame,
frame.
two buttons,
Okay.
and three text fields.
Before three text fields, what is there? To the left side of the text fields, what is there? Where
Okay.
we where we have written num1, num2 result. What are these?
Three.
What are these? What are these? Num1, num2 result. Where did I write this? I cannot simply write something on the frame. This is label objects.
Labels.
Label is
Label
for
one.
just messages. Okay? And three text
And three text box.
text
Text field.
fields in Java.
Okay.
And what is the layout? How are we laying? Which pattern we are using? Which layout? Are we placing them on the borders or we are just going from left to right?
Center.
So you look at in the class or you have
Slow,
to attend flow
slowly up.
layout. Pattern is flow layout pattern. Okay.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
now can you and what is the package we have to import for all of them? What is the package? Where are these all components found? What we have to import here? Which packages we have to import? Where are these classes? Frame, button, label, text field found.
Frame.
In which package? In which Java package? Where are these classes found in Java? Scanner is found in util. We have done so
Yes,
many
ma'am.
coding. So where are these found? Java dot
Java dot
You're not attending in the
You tell me.
class.
Okay.
You're not attending.
No.
Now, can you tell me the coding part of it right now quickly? How to do the coding? If I tell you steps one by
I'll try, ma'am.
one. Yeah.
I'll
So
try,
what
ma'am.
is the what is the first step here? We have to do.
Create a frame.
But before that,
Import Java dot
yeah.
import.
So I'm just writing here as okay. I'm just thinking that calc.java is my home. Huh? That first statement is the
Import Java dot
what is the class name? Class name of it.
calc class
Okay. What are the components available inside that? All we need to
frame.
so on frame.
Frame f equal to sorry. Frame.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it in the constructor. That is equal to
Okay, ma'am.
initialize. Yeah. Next is
Buttons. Two buttons. B1 comma B2.
so how many labels? So we have to do it right here. Three labels because yesterday it was giving a error in directory. So writing it
Yes,
separately.
ma'am.
After the three labels, what else we need?
Text fields. Three text fields.
Now, can you write a constructor for this program where we will initialize all these all these variables? So how do we write a constructor? What is a constructor?
Frame f equal to
Constructor. You can understand. We will see if you attend. This is nothing actually programming and all. See, we have to attend every class block.
yes, ma'am.
Now this is a constructor is the same method. Method whose name is same as the class name itself. Nothing else. Student and time. We write this
Okay,
method with the same. That's a constructor. Constructor is for initialization purpose. Nothing more. So what you want to
okay, ma'am.
initialize here? What all you want to initialize?
Frame frame f equal to
We should not write again framework. Already we declared the variable. We should just initialize it. Like if you have written int I is equal. Should I again say int I or we can say I is equal? Should I say
I
like
is
this?
equal
No. So same way terms.
only
So f is equal to
f is equal to new frame.
and what should we write on this is I'm just writing some message here.
Okay,
And then we can initialize the labels with some message.
new
What should be
label
written on the first label? What should be written on that?
num1
Yeah. So we should just write here. And
num1
so same way we can write the other three also.
other
We
three.
can copy paste. Thereafter we have to initialize.
Text field.
So concept is same. We have to just create objects.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
here what should I pass? Should I pass some message or should I pass the length of the text?
I think length, ma'am.
So I want some, you can write 10, 20,
20.
what is your wish. So I can just copy paste that. That's because there are three text fields. So all buttons we have to initialize. So do you want to
One
write
equal to
anything
new
on the
button.
buttons? Anything is visible on the button one? Should we see something?
Only minus, I think. Minus.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can just put a symbol here. Minus.
For example, and addition plus.
Okay. Here we have designing part is done.
Yes,
construction, initialization is done. Now, can you go for the designing part of that?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what should I do in the first design part? Should I start adding them or should I do the setting of the that? That means your layout. Okay, what is the layout of the tree?
You have to set, ma'am. Frame.
Yeah, frame or F? You can't say frame. Frame is a
F, ma'am.
class.
F. Only F.
F,
Only F.
yeah, F.
F dot. F dot sorry. Uh,
Okay. I'll give a chance to others. Now, Pavani, can you tell that designing part of it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So,
If not
okay,
set visible,
okay, set visible. Okay, then can you change the
F dot.
background? The layout,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. F dot set layout equal to new flow layout.
not equal to. It's just an object.
Okay.
Argument. Set layout is a function.
Yes.
You
Okay,
know,
ma'am.
so object. And size,
F dot set size 400 comma 300.
exactly. Whatever you want. Now,
In
this is
frame, we
going.
have to add buttons.
Yeah, we have to start adding integration. So F
Yes, ma'am.
dot. What should we add first?
Add but label L add L1.
Then just write it. So, can you tell me what all are added in that order? Order should be from. So first label 1 is added. After label 1, what is added?
L2, ma'am.
Think again. Low layout means what?
F
It adds like this.
on
Top to
number one.
left to right. Line by line.
Yes.
So what is there in the first line?
F dot number one.
What are the components? First you added a
Label
label.
and text.
Yeah.
Label and text.
So
T1.
T. After that, the second line.
L2, T2. L3 and T3.
After that, last line. What do
But
we need? This one or
B1 and
this?
B2. Subtraction. B1.
Yeah, yeah. The names of the buttons. B1 and so if you
B2.
want plus first, you can write B2. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, can you just write a main function and execute the program and show? What should I do to execute the program? If I just say
Ma'am,
test.
action perform method we have to use.
Yeah, we will do that. We will first I'll show only the design part, then we'll add the.
Yes.
So how should I execute my program?
Calling the constructor by creating an object.
Okay. So my class name is Calci.
Calci C particular.
Okay, then after that,
Uh, void C1 dot design method.
so let us see whether if this is working, then we'll work with it. Lizard part. Because this program is a lengthy program. Because we are doing manually. Otherwise, it won't take much more. This will take only 2 to 3 minutes to make it. didn't add the buttons. Okay, components are shown here. Okay, I didn't add the variable. Okay, design part is ready. So now we have to work on this. If I do any numbers also, nothing will happen. No results. Here it's not 1, 3. Actually, I want to have result on. Now nothing is taking place because we didn't add the listeners. On the third label, we just mention here it as result. So these are the three. Now this is but now addition will not take place. Whatever you do, nothing is happening. We have to write listeners. And one more thing, now this image is looking like this. But if you write the same program with strings package, I will not do any, we have to do changes for it. We have to just say Java dot whatever. Instead of AWT package, I can simply say Java X dot strings, string package. That only thing is wherever we have written button, so I just have to replace all the components with and I have to just replace. So wherever we had written button, we want to write it as J button. So if you see that, you'll get some different view on it. So see, we have to edit all of them actually. So if we want to get a better version out of it, then we have to do this. Any component, see it later, because now we'll have to change everything. You can understand that you'll get a better picture of it if you just mention the swing package. Now, this now, can you tell me the action listener? Action listener to that. Yeah, probably you can tell that. How do we add listener? How do we write a listener and add this listener to the buttons? First, let us write a listener.
Ma'am, for button, ma'am.
Yeah, first we have to write a listener. Yeah, but for buttons only, but we have to write some class as a listener class.
Yes, ma'am. Implements action list.
And whenever we implement, what should we do on implementation of a listener? Okay, now till here we have done. We have to see the remaining part. It's listener. We need to, for button, we have which kind of a listener? Action listener. And it has which kind of a method? Right? Action. This is the method. That means we need to override. We have to write the class. Your class must include action listener and override. Which method? this we have to do. So our class, GUI class, your GUI class must implement the action listener and override which method? Action perform with some logic inside. So what we have to write now here, we have written the implementation of action listener. Now whenever we implement an interface, this interface has one abstract action perform. So what we should do now? If a class implements an interface, what we must do? Can you understand? A class has implemented an interface. Which interface? Action listener. So action listener is an interface with only one abstract method. So what should we write inside the class? What it should implement out of this list?
Method, ma'am.
Which method is there in that interface?
Action performed.
Yeah. So this is the public void action perform. All methods in the interface is
Perform.
will be. This is the predefined.
Implement action.
Now what should we do in this coding right now? As of now, what I should do?
For button, we have to add a listener.
Yeah. So now, so that in the designing part we'll go back, add the listener to the, and who is the listener for this button?
This because we have implemented
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So similar way, we'll go for the second button. We have button one, button B. Same way, the same segments we can copy again. For both the buttons, listener is same. Right? Now we have to start writing the logic. Means when B1 is clicked, what we should do is addition. So that code can be done with if else like the plain color change, what did we write it now? So we have to know the event is generated from B1 or B2. Yes, B2. Then we have to go for subtraction. Otherwise, we have to go for addition. So how to find out the source of the event? So there is a
Get
function.
source.
Yeah. Okay, that is equal to
For button B1.
so this is the, I'm just checking is the source B1 or B2. We'll writing something like these two statements. So what should I do if it is B1? What should I do if it is B2? So what should we do when the B1 is clicked? Yes, this is subtraction. So what should we do now? Subtraction. But subtraction of what exactly? So to concentrate on the design part. When I click on this button, what should happen in the background? First, what should happen? I want to perform subtraction, but of what? Subtraction of what? Where is the data? The subtraction, what is required? Data, numbers. Where are the numbers? I just think this is the code. And like then only I click here. So on clicking, what should we do first step? What is the first step? We have to find difference between 23 and 12 and then paste the answer here. Means what do we need for subtraction? From the text fields. Can I say numbers are available on the text fields? So where do we have the data? Data is on the graphical page itself. On the page, on the text field, we have our numbers. On this text field, we have the first number. On the second text field, we have the second number. So from where should I get the numbers? Numbers should be retrieved from the text fields. What is the name of the first text field? What did we name the first text field as? What is the name of the first text field? So what is the first text field name? And you can see the object names here.
T1.
T. So we have to get the data. Data is a text data. So we want to get the text from the first text field whose name is T1. So for that, I'm just saying T1 dot get text. When I say this, it will give you the text back. I'm writing something else. Can you understand? I want to get the first text, but it is a text only. It's not a numeric format. It won't come in a number format. It will come in a string format. So from the text field one, we want to get the whole text inside the text. Whatever you type, I want to get it back. So to do that, what I can write? T1 dot get text. It will return you the whole text present in that text. So that I can store it in which variable? String variable. But not, I can't do int. It is not a number as of now. As of now, 23 is in a string format. Once we are doing this, we need to do conversion. Convert or parse this S1 to int format. Because actually it's a number. But it isn't coming in which format? It's coming in the, it's like this. It's coming from the text field in this format. Now it has to be converted to integer format. So that means I have to convert double quotation 23 to just 20. So this is a int format. This is a string format. So the data present in the text field originally will be in which format? String format. So we have to convert. So to get the number or convert the number, we have a class called as user dot and the method is parsing. And what you want to parse? So that means now we have the number. So from the text field one, we get the text, store it in a variable, and convert that number back into which format? Integer format to a method called as parse. So this number is now called n. Now instead of these two steps, we can write in one step. I can just write int n1 is equal to directly we can say parse int of t1 dot get text. Directly give the string coming from the text field. You get the text from the text field one and parse it. Means you have to pass it as an argument to the parsing method. Parsing method will convert it to a number. So I can reduce this step into one step. So I will not prefer this step. So I'm just committing this here. So instead of that, we are going for this single step. So I have found the source is B1. If it is button one click, I want to go for subtraction. For subtraction, numbers are known from the text. So I need to retrieve both the numbers and do the conversion. So I have retrieved the text from the text field one and passed into integer form. And that is now available in which variable? N. So similarly, I want to get the second number from which text field? So what is the text field there? T2. From T2, I'll just say get text. But I have to convert this information into which format? Integer dot parse integer. This now I got both the numbers from the text field, got it converted. Now they are stored in which variable? N1 and N2. Now can you do the subtraction with that? Can you find the result of that? Can I do this? Because we are supposed to do the subtraction. So we have retrieved the data and now we can do the subtraction. Once subtraction is done, now we have to answer in the third text whose name is result text. So As we got the data from the text field, we can set. Getter method opposite method is setter. Get text opposite method is set text. So we can simply say result of was the last sorry, not result, text field 3. Text field 3. That is the result text field. So T3 should be set with a new text, and this text is a string format. So here I will just say I should pass only a text. I cannot just say result. I cannot just say that R. R is an integer format. I cannot just say that all T3 I want to set a text. It is not a text. It's a new liquid format. So I'll combine it with some conjugation. So string plus int, now it becomes a string. Is that clear? So we have to find out the source, get both the numbers and compare. So actually whether it's addition or subtraction, for both we have to retrieve the data. Let us write this data before the if condition. Before I perform any action, I'll retrieve both the numbers only once. After getting the numbers, I have to just check. Is it button 1 or button 2? Right? So, first thing is retrieve numbers from the focus space. Use it, get text and convert. Convert them to int user parsing. These two lines I have. These two are for retrieving and conversion. Now after that, find the source of event. If B1 is the source, do subtraction, else addition. So that's what I write. So if the button 1 is the source, I want to do, let me take this variable also on the top, int r is equal to 0 initially. I'll just write it as r. If it is B1 source, r should be calculated with r minus L2 and paste the answer on the text. Else r is equal to N1 plus N2. Now you can see I'm repeating the sentence. So instead of writing this here, I can write it afterwards, after the if and else. That means in if and else we are just trying to do addition or subtraction. We will do the answer pasting on the text field after doing addition or subtraction. So coding is reduced. So if the source is B1, we will do subtraction between the two numbers and put it in the R. We are not pasting on the text field. Otherwise, R should be calculated with addition of the two numbers. So either we will do subtraction or addition. After that, R is created with either some addition answer or subtraction answer. Take that answer available in R and put it in which text field? Text field. In text form. So some empty string plus R is added on the third text. So now whole task is done. Any confusion till here? Once we see the execution, we'll understand. report statement. Our customer data, Java data star, and then one more package required now. For event handling, we have to say event types. This is for listener or even listeners and events. And in the first one, we have only components, graphical components. Okay, event classes and interfaces. Okay, have you getting the answer there? You have to do that. So you change the number, you get it. Is that clear? Any confusion? Only we have to see the code once again, you'll understand. So, importing event AWT and AWT.event package. Please declare all the graphical components, initialize all the graphical components, set the frame properties, add all the components onto the frame. Next is adding listeners for both the buttons as the current object and implementing the listener method called action. So here only we have to think logic. The whole business logic should be here. So this program is about addition or subtraction of two given numbers based on the button. So here first thing is definitely whether it's plus button or minus button, we need both the numbers. And then we have to calculate the subtraction of addition. So in this program, we have to find out the answer result for which I need two numbers. So for getting the numbers, we have to use even.getText and we have to parse it, convert to the integer. So we'll find both the integers from two text fields after conversion. After you do that, we check the source of the button. That means event is retrieved from the source of the event is either B1 or B2. If the source is B1, do the subtraction and store in the result. Otherwise, definitely you would have clicked the plus button. So R should be calculated with addition of the two. And after doing the calculation part, we have to again save the answer on the third text. We should not forget. So take that answer and along with some empty string, set on the T3. T3 should be set text with this answer. That's it. No other answer. Is that clear to all of you? Any doubts from any one of you? Is that clear? Pavani, Raviteja, Chandrasekhar,
Yes, ma'am.
everybody's clear? No doubts?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll
Yes,
show
ma'am.
this. I'll show the same program in NetBeans right. So starting from the designing part, I will just show it once again. So I'll start. It just takes maximum 2 minutes, not more. Same calculator you want to design on the left. So whatever project you have taken, you take a new project if you want, open a new project or in the same project you can do. You can do a lot of calculators. So in this app, we define one line. So in this, I want to design a basic calc, a calc C1. So later we'll do the other calculators, numeric, scientific analysis. So as of now, I'm just going for the basic calc. So I'm just naming it as calc C1. Calc, I need some design calc. So definitely we need three labels. I'll paste it thrice. So you can understand this is for each one is for something. I just want to name it as number. So what is it? Editing the text as number, number, and this is the result. Okay. Beside that, we need text. I'll copy that and paste it so that I don't have to drag. Okay. So I'll just extend it a little more. Just change the text. Text is nothing is shown there. Along with that, we'll give a name to the variable. Change the variable name without customizing it. So I'm writing the same program what we have done in the main. Same code. I'll first edit the text to the empty text, and then I'll name it as speed. So edit the text, delete the text, just name the text field as, and we need two buttons. So here I just want to add plus button and go outside. No need to give variables because we are not doing anything with that. You can do coloring, everything you can do. You can try. See whatever you want to do, just you have to right click on the form. If you want to do anything on the form. So if you want to do changes in the button, you can right click and choose the properties of the button. Here we'll have the options. So that is your image. Now this is only designing part. If you want to check is it done or not, you can just run it and so it's already ready. Only the second design part. You can right click here itself. We have a preview design also. You can check which property avenue. You can check the preview of the box. Otherwise, you can run the program. That's all. So we have some design part is ready, but now nothing is happening here. Even if I click plus, nothing is. So listeners have to be added. So for adding listeners, concept is very simple here. You have to just double click on this button. Nothing more. So wherever is the cursor pointing, is that location where we are writing. So this is the location where we have to write the logic for first. So I'm writing the whole logic here. It's giving the number from T1 dot next. So Okay, I can enter this plus and P3. Now same code I'll copy and go to the design. Double click on the negative symbol. Now cursor is pointing to the location where the subtraction is taken. From the same thing to the subtraction. Okay. Now the code is ready, you can run it. That's it. Double click on the button and write the code there. There in that notepad, we have to check where is the event coming from. Yes, we are writing the logic in the button itself, in the same way. So, is that clear? Any confusion? How many more times we can speak? Any confusion to all of you? Any doubts from you? Is that clear to you? That means
Yes, ma'am.
I'll anyhow send the video also, you can check it once again. If any doubts, you can put me the message, I'll reply. And based on that, I'll send the question today. So those can try it and send me the answers. See, are you having time to do it or not? Full day, out of the whole day, are you able to do some practicals or tell me? Today night, can you do some practice? But first, you want to do this practically and check whatever I have taught you. Like, do you have any doubts or